Hey man, I'm on the road. I'm on the road with this. Yeah, dark side Afrocentrics checking in, man. Dark man and Pooh. You feel me? You know, I'm following up from the last video I did about that sex trafficking bust in Atlanta with this man with Cuties. I don't even like calling it that, man. It puts a sick ass taste in my fucking mouth. I don't even like calling it that, but I gotta talk about it because I'm hearing I heard some disturbing things, some disturbing ass praises, and even with the appropriate rebukes that it received, a lot of people were missing certain points. On why this is so detrimental and so insidious, man. How they did this, man. How Netflix put this bullshit out. You hear me? So as you see here, I didn't want to put the Cuties post up. I didn't want to give it. I didn't want to promote those sick ass images that they're promoting. So what I did was I found a photo op of the producer and the director. A lot of people who didn't look further into it, y'all don't even recognize the producer, but y'all recognize the black chick, the black Senegalese chick, Mamouna Decore, but she's the director, she's the face of it, but the brain behind it of this bullshit is this white boy named Zangro. He's the producer. He made this shit happen. You know what I'm saying? He brought it all together. You know, a white man. So when people try, because one of the things that they're trying to say is, okay, this is a black woman bringing light to a certain issue. No, this is a white man. This is a damn near 50-year-old white Spanish French man. Okay, so jokers can cut the bullshit out with that. They can cut it out with that. And one thing, now mind you, the woman, she did write it, allegedly. She did write it. She wrote it and directed it. But it was this Zangro guy. He's the producer. And if anybody knows anything about how films are made, it's the producer who really brings the shit to life and really makes it happen and secures funding and makes sure the casting is done right and who has a real say-so in the creativity of the film. So let that be understood. Let that be understood, you understand me? But one of the main things that I'm hearing in support of this treachery, of this, I shall say this travesty of a film, is that they're using the controversy, the shock, and the trauma of seeing young girls being sexual to bring awareness to the over sexualization of women. So they had to do it this way. They had to do what they did for shock value, so we, the audience who watch the shit, can see, how insidious, this over sexualization is done. If y'all fall for that bullshit, man, I got some goddamn stellar beach quality in the beach property in the motherfucking Appalachian Mountains. If y'all really believe that bullshit, if y'all really believe that this trash was needed to highlight the over sexualization of young girls, to bring awareness to it, y'all done fell for the okie doke, man. You see, let me tell y'all something about how insidious the mind of the European is. They will make a film with, they will make films like 50 Shades of Grey, um, I can't think of another film like that. They will make certain films. They will make some of the most graphic films and then try to attach some kind of social justice message to it to take away from the fact that y'all just created straight filth. They will create, these motherfuckers will basically create a pornographic film and then try to say, hey, we created this pornographic film to call out how bad and how destructive the influence of pornography is. This basically the effect they were doing with Cuties. And you got, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't work like that. This was a test. What they were trying to do was to desensitize us to seeing certain desensitize. I'm sorry, man. I'm so tricked out by this. Desensitize us to seeing young girls being portrayed like this. You know, this was a test. This was a temperature check. You know, so now you gonna start seeing. I mean, it got so much backlash. You might not see it right off, but they're gonna push it. But they're gonna become more and more covert with it. They're gonna be more and more subliminal with it. But what they're trying to do, they're trying to get you used to seeing children and minors in sexualized roles. That's what they're doing, bro. You know, they're really trying to push the envelope with it. And then what they're trying and what they coming in with the Jedi mind trick, they telling you, the viewer, that hey, we doing this because this is the only way we can bring attention to this problem. No, you can't. That's a damn lie. Say what you want to say about Tyler Perry. Y'all know I don't fuck with Tyler Perry. Y'all know I say he an enemy of black patriarchy all day and every day. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no hater. You know, I apply his hustle, but he's an enemy of the he's an enemy of the brotherhood. Therefore, an enemy of the race. But one thing I can say about him, when he made his movies and screenplays highlighting sexual abuse and child molestation, he didn't have to do no way out, far out shit to show it. He didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But this is where, because I saw a lot of black women supporting this, right? This is where the weaponization of the black woman comes into play. If you study, I said this on some of my previous videos that I made recently. They have no problem with finding a willing black female to push their bullshit. I said it was in the Tip Drill versus Watt video. I said this. They have no problem with doing that. You know, and unfortunately, they have an endless supply of black women who are willing to take up the task. That's why a lot of these like P Valley, that's a black woman. Katora Hill, black woman behind that trash. This WAP shit. Even though Cardi B ain't really a black woman, but y'all know how I'm going. Megan Thee Stallion is black. You know. And she's ADOS. Because I know a lot of my ADOS family, FBA, this sister in question, she's a French, an African Senegalese chick. She ain't ADOS. No, motherfucker, they got plenty of ADOS women. They got Issa Rae. They got Ava DuVernay. They got Jonelle damn, they all got. Hey, this motherfucker right here, the Corey, all got the same. You know what I'm saying? Same shit rhymes and shit. That must be some some conspiracy stuff right there. You know, they got all these women. And yes, including, even though her name doesn't go into the rhyming scheme, one of the women who y'all love to put on the pedestal, Angela Bassett, Tracy Ellen Ross. The women y'all Negroes love to worship and drool and fun on. They don't have no problem with getting these women to promote these subversive agendas, bro. And these black women more than make themselves willing. That's why from the 70s to the 80s, really in the 80s, but a little bit in the 70s, with the writers, with your Toni Morrisons, with your Audre Lordes, you did in the 80s with Alice Walker's, The Color Purple, the women of Brewster Place, whatever that bullshit was, and in the 90s, Waiting for a Sale, how Stella got her groove back, and then with all of with Oprah Winfrey's and the Jet magazines and the Ebony magazines and the Essence magazine articles, all of them were attacking black men. And these were black women being funded by, let's be real, by white, a lot of times Jewish producers to denigrate black male leadership and rulership and just black male character, period. And then they started using to push these weird ass agendas, the homosexuality, the feminism, to undermine the morals and the dynamics of black people. And because we're already fractured, that shit works. And a lot of these black women, these black female content creators, writers, and artists, and they have some sick ass minds. Toni Morrison had a sick ass mind. Audre Lorde had a sick ass mind. Terry McMillan has a sick ass mind. Alice Walker, all them bras had some twisted shit going on in their heads. And I don't like to use the term white supremacy, but fuck it, for lack of a better term, white supremacy loves them, they fund them, the white liberals give them money to push that bullshit. That's why you seeing Ava DuVernay everywhere. That's why you seeing Issa Rae everywhere. You did Jonelle Monáe everywhere. Kamala Harris, we know she ain't really black, but y'all know what I'm saying. Kamala Harris is running for fucking vice president. And probably has a good chance of being vice president. This is all by design, brothers. Cute, and this all goes in with the Cuties shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a sick ass film, man. And they got the girls twerking and gyrating on each other. How like these sick ass females get down in the club and we're really in public places, get down something everywhere nowadays. You know what I'm saying? They got them doing that, and the thing is, they have them do. They try and say that the girl, the little African girl, Amy, I think that was her name. They trying to say, well, this is about showing how children, when they're not getting attention from their parents, because their parents had a lot of trauma between them going on with the father getting a new wife, which that shows you right there, that was an attack on patriarchy. Because one of the things they like to associate with patriarchy is polygamy, or should I say polygyny, a man having multiple wives. And they trying to show because this man wants to have another wife, he's causing strife in his home, and he's causing his daughter to act out. That was another subliminal shot at the patriarchy, right? It's with this traditional black Muslim patriarchal standard they had going on. you know, and the mother feeling depressed and feeling down on herself because of this move, and you know, so they trying to attack that traditional what they call heteronormative nuclear family structure, right? And then also another thing they did with Cuties, they're they had it where they trying to say they showing how how they the social media is influencing these young ladies to get down and dirty like that. You see, this is where I have a problem. Netflix is behind this film. They bought it. They're the ones airing it, and this is why I gotta call the bullshit. Because Netflix has so many shows, Netflix has so many movies and other productions that are highly sexual. I'm surprised. I'm, I don't have a Netflix subscription. Maybe y'all can, I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix has adult content like pornography on it. I don't think it does. I'm not for sure. But a lot of movies they have on Netflix, man. I kid you not. You know, you know, they got they don't have just straight up porn on Netflix. I don't think, but well, I'm looking it up now on my other device, and you see multiple on top of multiple articles talking about how you have some real graphic sex scenes going on Netflix. And children can get access to Netflix. So it's mighty hypocritical and just straight up bullshit how they're trying to say that they care. Now all of a sudden they care about the over sexualization of children. You don't fucking care about the over sexualization of children with all that goddamn. Because I think Luke Cage was on Netflix, and they had some crazy sex scenes in Luke Cage, even some gay sex scenes. Then they had, what I'm saying? So they got all this sex going on, and all of a sudden, you want to be a crusader against the over sexualization of children. Give me a fucking break. You don't. You know, this is just another way for you guys to push that sick ass agenda. And allegedly, some people who was connected with this film or with Netflix or what have you were arrested for child pornography, allegedly. Even though they try to say it didn't happen, but they gotta get rid of the bad press, right? Nah, this is just a slick way, man, for them. I'm gonna tell you like this. Hollywood, man. You talking about some devious ass people, bro. Y'all remember in the 80s and 90s when all them hood films, or even go back further with the black exploitation. And the whole thing was that they were just trying to show the depth of black talent with black exploitation in the 70s. They were just showing the reality of black life in America. And they said the same shit when they started making all the hood films like Colors and New Jack City and Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, Juice, Straight Out of Brooklyn. And albeit those were great films. I mean, for what it's worth, they were great films. But at the same time, those films opened up the door to the glorification and the proliferation of what we call this Pookie and Ray Ray gang hood culture. You did what I'm saying. So what they try to do, they produce the filth, they promote the filth, they attach a social justice uh some social justice message to it to make it seem like, oh, this is art imitating life to as a cautionary tale. But they know most people ain't thinking on that level. They knew that most cats who went and saw Scarface in 82 and 83, they didn't look at that and say, oh, I don't want to be like Tony Montana. I don't want to get into the drug game. I want to be a hard work. No, they knew most people who saw most of the impressionable young men who saw they were like, hey man, this dude living life. He on top of the world. Yeah, he had a fucked up ending, but he balled till he balled till he fell. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ball till I fall. You did what I'm saying, and that's what they did. You know, I remember I saw one of them old bastards of the party, which was which was about Bloods and Crips in L.A. and they talked in the history of it, and they had a brother. They were talking about the '70s, and they were talking about when the Black Panther jokers who were Black Panthers and well not who were actual members, but who was in the '60s, late '60s, early '70s. It was a strong cultural Afrocentric, Black militant culture going on. They said, man, when them black exploitation films came out, man, them jokers who had them afros was all of a sudden like Dynamite, Superfly, walking around with perms, man. And then the elder bro like say, man, shit, you can find a lot of them guys over there in Inglewood Cemetery. They didn't make it out of the '70s because they were trying to portray that black exploitation shit. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to portray that. You know, so with this cuties things, all it's gonna do is open the door to that same. Cause the little girls cause best believe some parent, and I gotta say something about the parents who let their girls participate in that bullshit. You already know some shorties gonna see it. Some dumbass gonna show this shit to their young girl, thinking that they teaching her a lesson, and that young girl she ain't gonna look at the bullshit. You see, when you try to sell a product with controversy, with shock, then a lot of times people get drawn into that and they miss the message. But Netflix, they want you to miss the message though. So when these little girls see that movie, they gonna want to emulate old girl doing that sexual stuff, taking picture of her privates and twerking and gyrating and strip teasing. They're gonna want to emulate that. They're gonna emulate that. And then just like with the black exploitation films and the hood films through the '70s, '80s, and '90s and 2000s, y'all know what happened, right? The original hood films and stuff were sophisticated. They had a message to it, right? But check this out. They opened the door to less sophisticated hood movies where it wasn't no message to it. It was just shoot 'em up, bang, bang. Where you got movies like State Property that really didn't have no positive message to it. It was just straight glorification of the streets. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're going to see now. You're going to have cats making basically child pornography with films sexualizing children, and it ain't gonna have no message, no cautionary tale attached to it or not. Just straight child exploitation in your face, but it's gonna get a pass in the name of art and entertainment. And like I say, they love to use, and I keep saying use, but let's not get it. These black women are making themselves available, bruh. And they love being the face of degeneracy. They love being the face of degeneracy. If you look at all the shows now that black women watch for the most part, the haves and the haves nots, P Valley, Empire ain't airing anymore. Greenleaf, Saints and Sinners, whatever's, Real Housewives of Love, all of them are straight garbage, straight degeneracy. This is what they love to watch. And they love being the face of it. I'm telling you, man, I'm not going to be real, man. A lot of our women, man, a lot of sisters, man, their minds are gone, bro. And they're putting in the children, bro. And it's sick. That it's sick. It's sick as hell, man. And that's why, man, I tell bro, I don't know about marriage and all that, man. I don't know if that's the best thing. Because, they're going, and there's so many women who are either supporting this or are staying quiet on this. Because it's a sister who's the face of it. And I'm going to tell you something, right? We all know that the woman got a lot of backlash, as she should. Motherfucker got on her ass for making this bullshit. But let me tell y'all something, right? She came out and it said that her film was bold and it was feminist. Now, mind you, the white boy who the producer, he ain't really doing. He doing a little talking, but he letting her catch most of the flack. Now let me tell y'all something. Now this film is allegedly about highlighting the over sexualization of children, particularly young girls, impressionable young girls, young ladies. Now she said this was feminist. Cuties was a feminist, bold feminist declaration. And then you got people saying, but you know what else they say it's a bold feminist recommendation, declaration? WAP. Wet ass pussy. WAP. That's a bold feminist declaration. That's what they say it is. And our children, you literally got videos all over social media with young girls, minors, under the age of 13, playing WAP to their parents, and their parents reacting it. Sometimes the parents be going off. Sometimes the parents try to have a conversation. Either way, the parents are typically stunned and shocked and appalled. But the same people who support Cuties and apply Cuties support and apply WAP. But Cuties is supposed to be highlighting and bringing attention to the sexual exploitation of young girls. But these people support WAP, which young girls are emulating to be. You see, that lets you know it's all bullshit, bro. It's just, and that lets you know that that this feminist shit, this is a part of this insidious agenda to lead our youth into degeneracy. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. And then they try to make it a misogynist thing. It's a goddamn man. That's the fucking man right there. The hunky right there, Zangro. He's a man. It was so many men involved, just like with WAP. It was men who was putting that. It was men, males. I prefer to call them males behind the scenes making that thing go. At the end of the day, these feminists are pawns to some elite ass white men somewhere, devil worshippers and shit. To undermine righteous men, particularly righteous black men, and keep us from establishing this patriarchy to take their ass off the fucking throne. Come on, man. I ain't the first one to say this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the first one, and I won't be the last, bro. Straight up and down. Straight up and down, man. It's wild. And people are falling for it, man. Women, you had quite a few women come out and support this bullshit. But like I say, love being the face of this shit. Was it like last year or year they had that slave? Oh yeah, man. I went over my limit, man. I'm back. I went over my duration limit. So I'm just gonna wrap it up. I'm wrap it up. The shit cut off. I'm just gonna wrap it up, and I'm just say it like this, man. And just right quick in the film, at the end they had where she was participating in the little beauty, the little dance off or whatever. It wasn't right. She started crying. She ran home, and then it ended up with her playing ball with some moderately dressed, Muslim girls and stuff like that. That was all decent and everything, but at the end of the day, man, the shit did enough damage. And the damage was meant. And like I said, they play these Jedi mind tricks. They play these wicked ass games, man, to get to promote their insidious agendas. You know, this was nothing but a temperature check, a test run to get y'all to see how far they can push this pedophilia and this sick shit on us. And this it's all trash, man. And that's why I say black men, we gotta start making films. Our creative brothers, we gotta get together and start making some productions to combat these wicked productions. You understand? Straight up. And this all is all looped in, brothers. It's all looped in. And then another thing too, like I already told you how they was shitting on the father in the film and everything. And oh yeah, I gotta give a super shout out to Super Sly 75. He had the best review I seen on it. So I saw little clips and pieces of the movie. But I listened to enough reviews. I even listened to some reviews that were in support of the film. I read upon it. That way I can be real around it without adding a view to that bullshit. But Super Size 75 did a great job on the review, man. And they were trying to another thing they were trying to do is they real slick. They'll put some sugar in the shit to you know to ease the shit taste, but it's still shit, even though it's got sugar on it. You know what I mean? Where they talked about the, parenting and stuff like that. At first, the mother was beating the daughter for doing this sexual shit, acting like a harlot. But then, at the end, she understood it. She accepted and she embraced it. And because she accepted it and embraced it, then the daughter changed. So that's another slick thing. It seems like it's a good thing. It's telling you to talk to your children, but it's also a slick message to tell you to accept your children being involved in foolery and sickness. I mean, if this movie was really talking about sexual exploitation, they would have had pedophiles being exposed in the movie. They would have shown how it's pedophiles and sick motherfuckers controlling these means of media to attract our children to the bullshit, but it didn't show it because it's not real. It's not authentic. You know, so keep that in mind. But yeah, y'all stay tuned. Dark Man Afrocentrics. I had to talk about this, man. It's sick, man. We got it, brothers. We gotta establish this patriarchy. We can't keep running from it. We gotta fight it. We gotta make it real. You know, because they really own us. But you know, I kind of went a little bit over like I usually do. But y'all stay tuned. I ain't gonna even get out all the handles. Y'all already know. Just stay tuned with Dark Man Afrocentrics, man, and we gonna keep building this thing. Straight up, we got to, cause you see how they coming. It's gonna get worse. We ain't seen nothing yet, man. It's gonna continually to get more deviant and insidious around this motherfucker. Straight up and down. But with that, I'm signing off. Dark Side Afrocentrics checking out. Oh, I gotta say this, and you gonna see more and more black women fighting and advocating for shit like this. I gotta say that. So y'all y'all gotta vet these sisters, man. It is it's rough, man. I'm out. Peace.